Russia's removal from the Group of Eight, now reverted to the Group of Seven, was a significant event in international relations, marking a severe downturn in Russia's relationship with the major industrialized democracies of the world. This action was taken in direct response to Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, a move that was widely condemned by the international community. The decision to suspend Russia reflects deeper geopolitical dynamics and the complexities of post-Cold War relations. Here's a detailed analysis of why Russia was removed from the G8. Russia was added to the G7 in 1997, transforming it into the G8. This inclusion was intended to encourage Russia towards a more democratic path and to integrate it into the economic and political systems of the West. However, Russia's trajectory over the ensuing years increasingly diverged from the expectations held by other G8 members, particularly concerning democratic governance and economic policies. The immediate cause of Russia's suspension from the G8 was its role in the Ukraine crisis, particularly the annexation of Crimea. In late 2013, Ukraine experienced significant political upheaval when President Viktor Yanukovych rejected an association agreement with the European Union in favor of closer tie with Russia, leading to widespread protests and his eventual ousting in February 2014. Russia responded by annexing Crimea in March 2014, after a controversial referendum in which Crimea voted to join Russia. The annexation of Crimea was widely viewed as a violation of international law, including the United Nations Charter, which forbids the acquisition of territory by force. Furthermore, the Budapest Memorandum on Security Assurances 1994 had specifically reassured Ukraine's territorial integrity, with Russia as one of the signatories. By annexing Crimea, Russia not only breached this memorandum, but also undermined principles that are fundamental to the stability of international relations and global order. The annexation led to immediate condemnation from the G7 nations and the wider international community. The United States and the European Union led the way in imposing economic sanctions on Russia, targeting individuals, businesses, and sectors of the Russian economy. These sanctions were meant to punish Russia for its actions and deter any further aggressive moves. The decision was formalized at a G7 meeting in Brussels in June 2014, which was notably convened without Russia. The leaders of the G7 expressed readiness to intensify actions involving Russia based on its involvement in the Ukraine crisis and its failure to de-escalate the situation. The suspension of Russia from the G8 was not just a response to the annexation of Crimea, but also a broader reflection of growing tensions between Russia and the West. These tensions included disagreements over Syria, cybersecurity, and human rights issues within Russia. The removal highlighted a significant shift in East-West relations, which had been deteriorating since the early 2000s. The removal of Russia from the G8 marked a pivotal moment in international diplomacy, clearly demonstrating the limits of Western tolerance for what it perceived as aggressive and unlawful behavior by Russia. It also reflected the failure of earlier efforts to integrate Russia into the Western political and economic sphere. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine, periodic escalations, and continuing sanctions maintain this distance, with Russia increasingly aligning itself with non-Western powers, thereby redefining global alliances and the international order. Russia's suspension from the G8 underscores the complexities of global governance in the 21st century, where geopolitical interests often led to significant rifts between major powers, challenging the cooperative mechanisms that have been carefully constructed in the post-Cold War era.